Embattled Illinois DCFS Director Marc Smith to step down at end of the year. Chicago, CBS. Illinois Department of Children and Family Services Director Marc Smith announced Wednesday that he is resigning as leader of the state's child welfare agency, 1 week after a report by the Illinois Auditor General revealed 33 major failures over the past 2 years. Smith, who was first appointed to the post in 2019, announced his resignation during a virtual town hall meeting for DCFS staff. He will be stepping down on December 31st. He's been the center of controversy at DCFS for years, having been held in contempt of court at least a dozen times for the improper placement of a child in the agency's care. Just last week, DCFS got its latest report card on how it has been doing the last 2 years, and it was not good. As CBS 2 political reporter Chris Ty reported, there were more failures than in the last review, but similar promises to improve. Last time the State Auditor General updated us, there were 30 major failures by DCFS. This time, it's 33. When Illinois' most vulnerable kids are in their darkest moments, it is the job of the Department of Children and Family Services to shine a light on what has gone wrong. But a just-released Illinois Auditor General's report, examining the last 2 years of DCFS performance, finds the list of missteps by the department is growing, not shrinking. Numerous children died while on the DCFS radar over those 2 years. Meanwhile, many issues at DCFS have gone uncorrected for much longer. You can see some of these findings are on repeat dating back more than 25 years, said Cook County Chief Deputy Public Guardian Alpa Patel. The department's misfires include waiting days and weeks and months to notify authorities, from prosecutors to school districts, when calamity strikes. In the most serious cases involving child death, injury, torture, malnutrition, and sex abuse, it is DCFS' job to notify, within 24 hours, local authorities like the state's attorneys of credible cases. DCFS failed to do so 20% of the time, in some cases waiting 5 to 43 days. The fact that they're waiting more than almost 5 days to almost month out before they're coordinating is highly concerning, Patel said, because a lot of info on the well-being and safety of those children is lost during that period of time. Time equals 400 ms, greater than the report says. This has been happening since 2012. A huge sense of in terms of lack of urgency in terms of what the department needs to be doing, Patel said. Patel said that lack of urgency, for an agency that costs $1.8 billion a year to operate, costs the lives of some of the state's most vulnerable. When there are cases of sex abuse at school, state law calls for DCFS to notify the school when the investigation is complete. The report shows when credible evidence of abuse is found, in 96% of cases, DCFS failed to quickly notify the school. In some cases, leaving school districts in the dark for between 431 and 908 days. In both instances, DCFS accepted the recommendations for improving the behavior outlined by the Auditor General. It's great that you acknowledge that there's an issue, but again, what's going to change between this audit report and the one that's going to come out 2 years from now? Patel said. DCFS, which has been plagued with problems for decades under both Republican and Democratic state leaders, agreed with the findings in this report and recommendations to improve accountability and recognizing what needs to change and taking drastic action when that's necessary has to happen. And I don't necessarily think that we've seen that in the past, just certainly not in the past couple years, Patel said. DCFS is getting an 11% budget boost next year, exceeding $2 billion in Illinois taxpayer money for the first time ever. In a statement late Tuesday, DCFS said they always notify law enforcement and/or the state's attorney on their cases when required to do so.